Hello, everybody, and welcome in to another episode of the What's Up Wenatchee podcast. We are coming to you live from the heart of the community today, the YWCA of NCW. I am your host, Nikki Darling, and we have a fantastic show for you today. We were just so inspired by the incredible work that is happening right here at the YWCA that we had to come back and dive a little deeper into their community outreach programs and see what else and hear about their weekend, basically all of their Halloween festivities and the Halloweens and all of that. So we're going to do a deep dive into how everybody's Halloween weekends went with a recap. Let's do like a quick recap of all of the Halloween shenanigans. The zombie karaoke party and Trick or Treat the Ab were absolutely spectacular. It was pretty much insane. We were all the way out in Manson for Haunted Manson with our zombie karaoke party, and I think I kind of pulled off a zombie Ewok look. No, you pulled it off. I didn't get it. It was kind of legit. Yeah. It was actually terrifying. Okay. If you're going to talk, you have to come on camera and on mic. That's going to be a rule from now on. Hi, Grayson. Welcome to the world.
Okay, so your costume, I didn't get it first. That's honest. I thought you were a clown, right? I think that's what I said.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Like, you kept like in your head. I was like, I didn't get it.
Right.
And then you finally were like, I'm a zombie Ewok.
Well, yeah, because I had the Ewok ears on.
Right, you did.
So you could clearly see that I was an Ewok.
Yeah, so you were like the world's scariest Ewok then.
Well, yeah. We didn't say what kind of zombie you had to come as. So that was that, and then I had the weird zombie teeth for the Ewok, and then some blood.
The best way I can describe this to people is if you've ever watched American Horror Story and you've ever seen that really cool killer clown that they had that one season that went around and didn't talk and mimed everything. That was legit the makeup that Nikki had for her mouth.
Oh,
I wish we had a picture for that because people would be
I do somewhere.
That is exactly what it was. And it actually terrified me when I first saw her because she had it all shaded in black and it's dark outside. And at first I was like,
it's on our socials so people can go on the socials and see
but that's what it looked like. So if you go and you see the picture, comment and tell me if I'm right. Tell me if you've seen American Horror Story that season, just tell me if I'm right, because that's the circus. The freaky circus.
Can you pull that mic closer? Because I'm not hearing. I want to make sure I hear you.
Test.
Yeah.
Better?
Yep. So much better when you actually talk into a microphone, and I can hear what you actually are saying.
So what I was saying is go and look on our social media at the Halloween pictures that are posted, and if you agree with me that she looks like that killer clown from the circus season of American Horror Story.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
I know you didn't watch it, so the fact that you nailed it like that is like mind-boggling.
For somebody that doesn't really like horror, I think I did okay.
Yeah, and then your ringleader, you did the same thing. You were like a zombie ringleader.
No, I wasn't trying to pull off a zombie, really. I wasn't at all trying to pull off a zombie look. I was just trying to do, I don't know, a glamour ringmaster.
I wasn't going to do anything. I was going to run back on and then run to your car and throw on a costume that you had brought for me. That Ryan was loaning to me to wear, and my kiddo was like, no, I want you to dress like this, because I found out she dressed like the Terrifier for Halloween. She's 11.
I don't know what that is.
The Terrifier.
I guess I do know what that is from our professor of spook.
Yes. And it's
have to go back and watch
creepy killer clown. So the fact that the 11-year-old wanted to dress as the world's creepy, and then got compliments from several.
Yeah, she did pretty good job on your.
She did
your makeup and all that. I was very impressed.
So, Deanna did my face, and the kiddo put like blood all over them, like
all right,
blood,
yeah,
like legit, and dirt.
Well, not legit blood.
And
it wasn't like real blood. She didn't put
no,
real
it wasn't
blood
real
on you.
blood. I bought a pint of blood.
That would be weird.
And then we found out I'm allergic to that stuff. I can never put that stuff ever on my face again. My face was like red.
I find that you have a lot of weird health stuff, like allergies and things like that. You should just stay away from everything. You're gonna be the boy in the bubble from now on.
Nah.
Well, I for one want to say a huge thank you to you, for one in particular, for helping out with all of our events this weekend and this past week, because you obviously love Halloween.
I do.
And you were integral in executing the vision for all the creepy, bloody zombie dolls and the eyeballs and the bottles and
the gooey goo stuff that kids were touching. I made it interactive for kids.
It was very cool, man.
And so the kids, when they were lining up on Trick or Treat on the Ave, like their eyes were like, and and their parents like, don't touch. And I'm like, no, it's okay. Like I made this for them to be able to touch it.
Yeah.
I want them to be interactive with it. And this one kid's like, there's a horsey. And I was like, oh, Trenton said that too. Like, this
a horsey.
He's like, how did you get the horsey? And I was like,
I don't know.
And then I had like goopy stuff that you saw, like the spider with the goop that was like literally drizzling down the side. And kids like that. They like to be able to touch that stuff and interact and shake the cans and hear the sounds. And
well, unless specified, most of our events are family friendly, kid focused. And we're always thinking about that, unless it's like, this is an adult thing.
Yeah, I made sure.
And then we go for it. And then we're just like, hey, kids are at the babysitters. Yeah, right. And we do that really well too.
Yeah, I mean, we had bloody apples. And they were obviously really lightweight. Like Trenton was like, apple. And he was like playing with it. But I did that so that if anything fell or whatever,
yeah, they were like little plastic apples.
Wasn't really worried about it. But we only had one kid at the time I was on the Ave with that giant line between the photo booth, and you weren't there, but it was all the way to first from where we were at, and we were at that first set of stairs leading down to the pack by the water fountain. And that's a long line. So when I approached, there's Brandon handing out candy. We got a line for photographs.
Yeah.
This long, deep line for candy.
This was like the 5 minutes that I got to take my kid to walk down a half a block and back to take him to get candy. And this was when you arrived.
Yeah. And it was cool because I get there and there's kids playing with the stuffed animals that you had set up for the zoo. And you've got kids that are touching all the things on the table as they enter the little area to get candy. And only one kid. Now, parents can see me, as Deanna told me, from the distance.
Yeah.
Kids, little ones especially, can't. But there was a lesbian couple that had gotten in line with their daughter. And by the time she reached me and Brandon was like, okay, it's your turn. And she took one look at me and she was screaming.
I think that's when I arrived.
Murder. Oh, it was. And
she did.
Felt so
She was this little girl, and she had the best bloody scream.
Yeah,
too.
she did. It scared me.
It was great. I thought she was almost kidding. Like her parents had been like, show them how you scream. Yeah, and like just kidding around. But that was a legit terrified bloody scream. She was really, really scared of you.
Yeah, and I kept telling her parents I'm sorry, and they're like, no, it was intentional.
Yeah.
They knew what they were setting her up for. But like, I forgot what my makeup looked like because I only saw myself once after I left the house.
Okay, and my perspective from this story this is right when I had arrived, and I was arriving from behind, and I didn't know it was you. So here I see just some random scary guy at my booth terrifying a child. And I'm like, what is going on? What? Now I'm going to have to get involved. And then next thing I know, it's you. I honestly had no idea it was you.
A lot of people didn't. Brandon didn't know it was me. Brandon thought I was some weird random person that wanted to start handing out candy at your booth.
Yeah.
Like he did the double look.
Creepy.
And then when I started talking, that's the giveaway.
Yeah.
But I actually walked up to him like dragging my foot and stuff.
The party was awesome. We'll talk about it a little bit more later on. But thanks for a little bit of a recap. And definitely, I wanted to make sure to give you a huge kudos for all the effort, all the time. I know it was a big weekend and a lot of effort exerted, and it was worth it.
Because we needed decorations, and it just made both of the events like spectacular.
It was very spectacular,
and that's what it's all about.
And you were a big part of that, so thank you.
You're welcome.
All right,
back to you.
So speaking of music and festivities, we have a special guest that will be joining us on the program today. The owner of Mountain Music Productions, Dennis Broughton, is going to be here to tell us about his singer, songwriters, and storytellers series happening at the Riverside Playhouse. He will be on with us a little bit later on. We also have some exciting news about the Numerica Festival of Trees karaoke competition. Can you believe it? Karaoke and Christmas trees. What a combo. And us, because we're going to be a part of the show as well. So it'll be fun. And as always, you can catch up with what's going on with What's Up Wenatchee and the Darling Podcast Network by going on our socials. What's Up Wenatchee Podcast is on YouTube. We are streaming on 7 different live stream platforms. So on any of those, you can interact with us through the comment section or our interactive text line. We'd love to hear from you throughout the show and possibly answer questions or give reactions to your comments. Just keep it clean, folks, okay? We'll also give you information about that karaoke competition and all of our upcoming events that will be happening in the next couple of months, because it's going to be a busy holiday season. Whew, we're ready for it. I think I'm jazzed. It was okay. Halloween happened. We were like ready we had so many things happening for Halloween. And then November 1st hit and everybody's like, Christmas. Like, what about Thanksgiving? But especially this year, everybody, I feel like, is just ready for, I don't know, the holidays. They're ready for whatever that feeling, maybe because the temperature changed so quickly. Oh my gosh, it got cold. It got kind of cloudy and gloomy pretty quickly. But I don't know. What?
We got good rain.
We did. We got good rain. But maybe that's just, and the Numerica Festival of Trees does happen even before Thanksgiving. So it's that kickoff to the festivities and the holiday spirit. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just me and everybody else is just not ready to for the holidays, but I think I'm actually like emotionally ready for the holidays, I guess. I just want to remind everybody that the What's Up Wenatchee podcast is a community supported podcast. That means that people like you do support this podcast. So if you are jazzed about what we do and you like it, then you can go online and you can support us. It's very easy to do. You just go to supercast.com. It's wuw.supercast.com. I'll put that up on the screen so you could see it. wuw.supercast.com. We are proudly produced by the Darling Podcast Network, and this month we are supported by the committee to elect Mike Poyer. Right now, your ballots are in the mail. They are due on Tuesday. Election day is Tuesday, November 7th, so that is coming up. So we have a couple of important elections on that ballot for school board. There are other elections as well, some city council positions, and then Wenatchee mayor. The East Wenatchee mayor is running unopposed, but there are two candidates for mayor. One of them is Mike Poyer. So the committee to elect Mike Poyer is a supporter of the What's Up Wenatchee podcast. Always do your due diligence and get your research on all the candidates. You could start with information on Mike Poyer at WenatcheeValley.com. That is also the place where you'll see the gallery of pictures from our trick or treat on the Ave. You'll see we had over 600 pictures from just that one day. Keith Wade Photography was our photographer from down on the Ave, and he did a wonderful job. All right. So Wenatchee, you got to get ready because we have our weekly dose of entertainment news for you straight from the heart of the city. Joining us right now at the YWCA is a familiar face, but she helps us to know what's going on in the world of entertainment reporting. It is none other than the very fabulous Jessie Drake.
So good to be here.
Thank you.
Hello.
I just always love your wardrobe. I always like, what is Jessie wearing today?
I know you can't see it, but there's like pleather leggings.
Stop it.
I'm feeling very British rock star. I paired plaid with like leather boots yesterday, and plaid can be so preppy, but I thought bring a little rock and roll, which I think you love.
I do. Absolutely. I was like, I didn't want to wear just my black leggings today, which I do like usually Monday through Friday. It's like black leggings. Oh my God, so boring. And then on Friday, I'm like, what can I do with my bright leggings and my green striped socks?
Fantastic.
So yeah, we're in the same boat. It's a fantastic Friday.
A costume sort of week. I dressed up for events. The Wenatchee World had a murder mystery party, and I won the clue solving, the code breaking. And I am a little competitive, so I'm proud of that. And
that sounds like fun.
A zombie night too. I watched Return of the Living Dead for my Halloween night.
Okay, so I'm not good. I'm not really not up on movies. So which one is that?
I wish I could say what year it was.
I mean, like who are the people in it?
Can't name. It's an older movie, and the zombies are just brain eating, groaning, but they're fast and they're smart. They can like use tools. So it's sort of, if you picture the most classic archetypal zombie you can, that's where it's coming from. Okay. And there's a series of them. So I enjoyed that a lot, even though I am terrified of zombies and math.
I think it's one of those things that people actually think can happen.
But you're right that we're jumping right into Christmas season. I'm writing about holiday markets right now, and already, because those start in November. It's like shopping season. I think that's what gets people.
Yeah.
That's what gets people going.
It is such a shot of serotonin to the brain. It's like, here, take my money. And now I have something new. Even though they're giving it away, it's like that's even an extra dose of that serotonin booster in your brain. That's what's really making people happy. And sugar, I think.
Yes.
Lots and lots of sugar.
Candy, leftovers. I've got them.
So what's coming up?
It seems like there's a lot of youth theater happening right now. I have 2 like previews to rehearsals this week for the high school productions.
Okay.
Eastmont is doing Radium Girls, which is a drama, not a musical. And it's based on the very sad historical story about the women who were painting watches with radium, which poisoned them, and they died and had terrible health problems that were denied
Whoa.
and covered up for years and dismissed by.
So how long is Radium Girls running until? Because I really, really want to go and see that, because that is I believe, the directorial debut for Matthew Pippin, who is, people know, the author of, he just came out with his new book, 9 Strangers. But now we have a copy.
I'm reading it.
9 Strangers. It's flying off the shelves. Matthew, we love you. But also now he's doing this show, Radium Girls, and
he is the director, and the youth seem excited. So this is I'm giving in advance. This is a story that'll be in the paper next week. So online on Tuesday, in the paper on Thursday. But I think it's a 2-weekend run. Wenatchee High School is doing the musical Anything Goes. So I'm going to go see that on Saturday.
That I see them with, I don't know what that is, but I see the advertising with sailor theme.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's lots of tap dancing famously.
Oh, that's perfect for you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. So, and then the third piece that is in this week's paper is about one of my very
She's like, you seem excited about it. That doesn't mean I'm excited about it. You're excited.
Musicals. Annie. I actually
I love you,
visited New York when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
It was the first Broadway musical I ever saw, and I just adore the music. It's so simple, but I was like the kind of kid who had like orphan fantasies. I would like play games like Boxcar Children, where I'd been like abandoned and had to find my way out of the woods and make a family. Yes, this was regular imaginative playtime for me. So
there's actual orphan children out there, and this is your imaginative playtime.
I've always been very independent, I guess.
Yeah. At least maybe it gave you a sense of gratitude as a child, right? You didn't grow up as an entitled brat.
Well, there's also the fantasy of living in a mansion. That's sort of how this story ends. So rags to riches
story. Yeah. I was a big Annie fan as a youngin, because we grew up really, not having much. I was like, yes, I'm gonna get a Daddy Warbuck. Absolutely not happening.
Well, Stage Kids is doing an amazing job. They work with so many youth because they double cast everything.
Yeah.
So there's like 120 kids involved. I just got my tickets. That's a 2-week run too. So
their program has grown so much, hasn't it, Jesse? It's like they have the Stage Kids, now Stage Teens, and then as the kids grow, it's such a natural program, which is why you keep saying like there's so much like youth theater now. You have to have a lot of youth theater to supply and demand how many kids are in these programs.
Well, it gets them ready for the high school. We're seeing like the kind of pipeline from Stage Kids or from dance programs, choirs, into the high school productions, and then people who stay in town, always seem, whenever I ask them, do you still want to keep going in the arts? They have great experiences and want to do that. So, and Stage Kids is also doing an adults only production of White Christmas, a dessert theater. So I got tickets for that too.
The closest I'm getting to being this is partly performing arts, but the closest I'm getting is I'm part of the Foley team for It's a Wonderful Life, the live radio drama happening at the PAC. So this has been okay. I'm a radio nerd. You know this, like super radio nerd, live performing nerd. I did my graduate degree in radio and media in London, where they're super into radio dramas. They regularly do live radio theater, and I saw a lot of it live, and I just always wanted to be part of a Foley team. So this is like a dream come true.
Yay! Yeah, you're such a sound and audio nerd, so it's like the behind the scenes the creation
effects.
of sound effects.
Yeah. for people who don't know what Foley is, it's all the sound effects during a live show down in like the pit, doing like the footsteps and a doorbell and the train whistles, and all of that is so cool. And I'm used to doing that in post-production, right? And radio and podcasts and radio documentaries and things like that. You put those in post-production. You're like, yes, that's where it's supposed to be. No, it's a half a millisecond later. No, you can't do that in a live radio drama. It's like, oh man, I was a half a second. No, I was a millisecond off.
And it is broadcast on the radio.
It is.
Or you can come see it live.
Or you can come see it live. Yeah. Yeah. Which I think is a totally different experience. It should be fun. That is not until December. So we're talking a little ways from now. But do we have some stuff coming out this weekend that we could go to, or are we all just staying home?
There will be, it's in Leavenworth on Tuesday, first Tuesdays of every month. There's a open mic for other people who love sharing their work, for writers, poets, anyone who's written anything and wants to read it in front of people. That's at the Bushel and Bee tap room.
I like that place.
And that event also comes to Wenatchee to, are you saying an epoch or epic?
I think we're saying an epoch.
Okay. It's coming there later in the month. So they have good attendance, regulars. What else? I'm looking at my paper here. Oh, it's First Friday.
Oh, wow. Today is First Friday. Great. What's happening? Well, First Friday is, for people who don't know or what is going, we have like a whole new publication for First Friday now. They've really upped their game.
Brand new website, WenatcheeFirstFridays.com. And that's an effort between NCW Arts Alliance, the Wenatchee Downtown Association, and the Chamber of Commerce. They've all taken their various grassroots efforts to do a sort of artist reception launch to the new galleries that have painters up, and the downtown businesses offer specials, and they're just trying to generate traffic and enthusiasm for the walkable downtown scene. So you can this week go to WenatcheeFirstFridays.com to see those coming up. I wrote about interviewed the artists who are going to be at Pybus and at Two Rivers Gallery as featured artists. So you can read about that in the Go section and hear about their process. Two artists, fine artists who really are passionate in another geeky way about the materials that they're using. Alessandra Pirro, I talked to her last year when she had an exhibit at Collapse Gallery, which has closed since then. But she was working with oils and cold wax, which are probably the longest drying time. So it takes a lot of patience. She totally shifted gears, wanted to work fast and loose, and is working with spray paint now, alcohol inks. You know, she talked about being inspired by graffiti in Seattle and the stores that exclusively sell spray paint cans there. So and it's beautiful work. It's very atmospheric, lots of blues and turquoise. And
what was the artist's name again?
That's Alessandra Pirro.
And where is her art being featured?
Pybus Art Alley for the whole month of November, in that hallway that they transformed outside of the Local Tel Event Center, and things are for sale and just up for everyone to enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Go section is right on the back side of the front page of the paper, Wenatchee World Paper. So you could pick that up. The section with Jesse's story about the Pybus art and all of the sections. Oh, who is that?
That's in Annie. They have real dogs playing Sandy the dog.
That's
such
so
a
cute.
And the like golden doodle. And I brought another copy of the paper because I had we all had an amazing time with the story. Did you see the Facebook post about Batman?
No. Tell us.
There is a local Batman.
There's a local Batman.
He
What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean?
He's Batman. He's Batman.
He like dresses up as Batman?
His identity a secret, as does Batman.
Right. Is he a vigilante?
He is a he is a do-gooder. He is
Okay.
visiting hospitals to cheer up kids and encourage nurses.
So not necessarily out there fighting crime, but
I asked, what's your
a philanthropist.
a philanthropist? Yeah. Someone driving around in a black VW Beetle that's all outfitted like the Batmobile, and he has like a full cosplay uniform. And
Can I see that?
yeah, and you can. And what I love about this is that our page designer did a whole comic book spread with it.
They did great.
That's
fun for a newspaper.
And to sort of keep his identity secret, but he has a calling card, and his message is that a hero can be anyone, just taking these small actions to make people's lives better.
Really?
So that was our Halloween edition story. And when he got exposed on Facebook, there were like 1,000 comments or something.
So he did. He got
people
exposed.
are excited to see just a message of good and excitement in town. I think it's a super positive story.
Well, this might be a good candidate for Give Miss this year.
That's if you can find him.
If we can find it. Well, you said he was exposed.
Well, only like no one gave away his identity, even though a few people were like, "Ooh, yeah."
But he was exposed for doing the good that he is doing.
Exactly, he was cited.
Well, I think maybe Batman can deserve a Give Miss recognition. I don't know. It's still to be determined. Being a Give Miss recipient from last year, it was
so encouraging to me. It was so encouraging, and I was able to like share that good feeling because of the prize to go to Tumbleweed and have a party, and I invited my work colleagues, and it was like the perfect. And I got my ears pierced, so I'll always remember it. Just so happened, but I think it's amazing to recognize and encourage people like that. It was really nice as I was like just starting at the paper, and so thank you.
Of course, thank you. That was really what it's all about, was thanking you, the people that we're recognizing for what you do, and all the time, and not necessarily being recognized all the time for the work that you do. So we appreciate you then, now, and always.
Well, I am like you. I like recognizing the work that other people do. That's what drives my whole mission, is to just like pump people up and encourage people to get out and have fun in town. So every week up online and in the newspaper, you can check out arts and entertainment posts and lots of interviews, so you get to hear directly from the people who are making the art.
I love that. I mean, of course we do. I can't be talking to every single person all the time. So you get a chance to really be in there and talking to people. So check out Jessie and all of her interviews and the Go section at the Wenatchee World. Thank you again. We'll see you next week. All right. There you have it. Jessie Drake, entertainment events reporter for the Wenatchee World. She's our go-to source for all things entertainment here in the community. We're thrilled to have her come and talk to us on the What's Up Wenatchee program today, and all the time. She's going to be a regular go-to. I just feel like I have to get my popcorn out every time Jessie's on the show. It's like we'll call it like our popcorn segment. All right. Today, a little bit later on in the program, we are going to touch upon and recap our pictures from Trick or Treat on the Ave and our zombie karaoke party. That was a good time over the past weekend, and I'll give you all the information for the upcoming. We extended the deadline for our Christmas karaoke competition registration. Originally, the deadline was going to be today, but we're going to extend that out until Monday. So if you've been thinking about putting together an act, getting a couple of your friends together and participating, that it's $25. That's it. You register your group, you pick out a song, and then on the 16th of November, you come and you perform that song, and it'll be I encourage people to like dress up as maybe all Santas, or maybe you're a group of candy canes, or maybe just, I don't know. You think of, because the more festive you are, the more hyped up the audience is going to get. And the more money that they at the time are going to donate during the live performance. That's right. They get the chance to donate with a text to donate or a link, a QR code right there on site, and to a particular group, to your group. And whichever group raises the most money with their performance, whether it be funny, heartwarming, inspirational, uplifting, festive, don't make it dirty because it's family friendly, remember? You can make it a little naughty if that's in the humorous aspect, but don't make it too bad. Whoever raises the most money, all the money going to the America Performing Arts Center, wins $250. You get to go home with that prize, or we're going to give you the chance to choose your prize. You can either choose that $250, or you could choose that you can sponsor a movie night at the Pack, where you get to choose the movie and you get tickets and drink and snack coupons for you and your friends, and watch your favorite movie up on the screen, which is pretty cool. So you get to choose between cash or a movie night at the Pack, all for winning and having fun and going up and singing karaoke. So numericapack.org/FOT for Festival of Trees is where you get registered. It's going to be so much fun. If you have any questions, just reach out. Oh, we've got a comment. Like, Nikki, you're crazy. You come up with these crazy questions. Twitch. Oh, it's you. I was like, all I heard was sound off, and I was like, is my sound off? Can nobody hear me? It's okay. I have to pay better attention. Oh, okay. I know. I'm about to get the giggles, and I don't want to get the giggles. We're gonna shift gears. We are broadcasting live from the YWCA of NCW. We are eager to hear a bit more about their outreach programs. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to nail them down because I know they are busy people, and we want to get the lowdown on how their Halloween festivities went, and kind of see all of the. Did you see some of their Halloween's backstage social media stuff? It was pretty darn cool.
Yes, I wish I could.
I know. I wish I wanted to be there too, but we were in Manson for Haunted Manson. It's like we need to double ourselves and be in both places at the same time. Yeah, come talk to me.
But it's hard to do that because this is the time of year where you're getting super busy. There's all kinds of events coming up. There's like all kinds of things going on, right? But yeah, I did see that. And I also got to see some stuff on Instagram. I got to, there's a amazing post actually that had a video of one of the drag queens like drag get up.
Yeah.
And that was pretty spectacular. And I saw that on TikTok, and just because you get you get notifications on your phone, and I hadn't been on TikTok forever, and was like Hello Queens, and then it just looks like it would have been like a super fun event. Like did you see? Like I saw pictures and I saw everybody that was there, and I kind of felt a little like yeah. Like although we were out in Manson, we rocked Manson. We were out at Lord and Lady. They looked awesome. We rocked it out there. They had a haunted house. It was good. I went to the haunted house.
I did not go into the haunted house.
It was really, really good. It's definitely worth to go to Haunted Manson for everything that they have going on. But that haunted house,
and we got to help them raise some money for a scholarship for a student senior.
Yeah,
and I felt really good about that. even though looking at those pictures, and I was like, as somebody who's a party planner, as an event planner, we can't be everywhere at once, right? We just can't. But I saw all the people there and I was like, I want to go to Halloween. It looks like it's so much fun too. So I was thinking, like, let's plan better next year.
Yeah, we should.
Like, we maybe Halloweens and Haunted Manson don't have to be on the same day.
I don't know.
And we can be on the same, be at both.
I kind of felt like you were setting me up because you were like, okay, I'm going to take a break. I'm like, okay, I got it. But I got someone to sing karaoke.
What are you talking about? Set you up?
Oh, I was talking about the gig up in Manson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when I mean set up, I mean, you're like, okay, are you ready? Can you do this? I think it's time. I think it's time that when you have certain events going on, like, you know, that you have somebody else that can run it for you. I know that's like the dream of the future, but I feel like you're getting closer to that.
Dude, you could run an event now.
Yes. I don't know. I had all kinds of fun, luck, trouble when we were in Manson.
So I have trouble every single time I run an event. Every single time. Dennis probably has a trouble every single time he runs an event. No event runs 100% smoothly. You know what you get better at? You get better at troubleshooting your problems.
Which I did, except for the very last time I forgot to just hit play. But I had to reset the whole system. It just like stopped searching and it stopped like responding. And I was like, he comes up, she's like, what's going on? I'm like, it crashed and I had to reset the computer. She's like, okay, don't forget about announcements.
Hey, what's rule number one? What's rule number one? Don't panic.
I didn't
keep
panic.
A smile. Smiling. We're smiling. We're smiling. We're not panicking. This is fun. Remember, this is fun. We're having fun.
But I was prepared for that. That was the only thing. I've been prepared for when the system does that, because it does that with Carafun. Carafun does those funky update patch fix things, and then all of a sudden you're like halfway through your gig, and it's like
it takes a crap on you.
It happens to anyone that runs Carafun. But I was prepared for that, so I didn't freak out, because I mean I would have like come and found you. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
it's not responding. I'm trying to like set up karaoke for the kids.
But what I mean, Grayson, is that you have the knowledge. You know how to set up the equipment. You know how to set up the lights. You know the software. You know how to do it all. It's the confidence in.
Yeah, I just don't like being on the mic. I think that's where
okay.
And I know that you.
Hey, at least you know that, and then you know what to work on.
Yeah, you forced me out of my show on that, because you were like, you want to host What's Up Wenatchee, and I'm like, deer in the headlights. No,
I did. It was like last week, and I said, I think I'm just gonna give up I'm gonna give up What's Up Wenatchee, and you can host it. How about that? You'll host it from now on.
I'm not ready for that. I put the shows together and I helped set up and tear down, but I don't think I'm ready to. I mean, like I mean, you threw me on air pretty much not on purpose. You were having kidney problems when you did the give myth, right? And I was like,
I've got demon. My kidney can't take 2 hours without this. And you got to do something. Tell them the weather.
That was good practice last January, you know. And then and to earn the nomination for Gizmus was like, you know, super. I don't know. It made me feel like
earn Gizmus every day.
I don't know if I earn it every day. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a highly flawed human being.
We're all flawed.
But I mean, I think that being thrown out there and like you don't have a choice, you're on air, like that's what gives you the ability to like keep building up your confidence. Like we have people that come back and get on and get on and get on, and I'm like Jessica, and I'm like, how do you do that? Like heart having these palpitations where you feel like it's just like gonna like my anxiety does that. Like I don't care that other people are listening. I think it's just more like I don't like my voice. I'm not like you. Like I don't have an on.
Is that what I sound like?
No, you sound really good.
Are you freaking kidding me?
You have a really good on-air voice. Like I feel like I need to practice. I got an app for that to practice my on-air voice.
I do not doubt it at all. But you don't need to. You just need to be you. That is it. That is the first, last, only thing you need to learn is just be you. And once you're comfortable with that, then everything is going to fall into place. That's not just for this podcast, that's for life.
Right. But there is an app for people that are in college and doing
There's an app for that.
For doing that. Like it teaches you breathing techniques so that you have the right amount of bass so that it's not high pitched, it's not hurting people's ears. There's like a way
there's also processing. Don't I just
so I've been
worrying.
doing that. I'm like, this is my new on-air voice. But then I feel like I sound like
stop.
George Takei.
Just please stop doing that. Whatever you do, just don't do that. I put up something on my socials the other day that said my success is directly proportionate to how many times I say, F it, I'll figure it out.
It's true though, but that's what we do. Like we always have to find the solution. There's always a solution to the problem. And nothing runs smoothly or according to plan. And that's life in general. Like no matter how you try to plan for stuff, it doesn't always go the way that you hoped or wanted it to go. You know? And you just have to kind of roll. You have to roll with the punches and like make it all come together and work. But it's also attitude. You know, I feel like it's mostly the attitude that you put behind it because it's what you're putting out there that other people are picking up on. So if your vibe is super negative because you can't figure out the troubleshooting, you're throwing that energy to people. And if you turn it around and just kind of try and troubleshoot it with a smile, people don't really see what's going on that's bad behind the scenes. That's for me this year and like helping you out with your company and like helping you grow and build and expand. I've really kind of picked up on a lot of the different things that happen, whether we're on air or we're in front of people live, which you can't go and redo. And there is a slight difference, but it's still equipment. It's speakers. When speakers aren't working, like swap meet, it's like, do you have the cable for this so that we can get Lobo like music playing? And
Lobo elbow.
Why do I call him that? I'm so sorry, man. I no disrespect. I do that every time too.
Oh, we got to get him on the show. I'm
working
note to
on
self.
that.
We got to get him
I'm
on the
working
show.
on that. There's a lot of people that we have lined up.
I know.
It's just a matter of timing and
Listen, we could do a 2-hour show every day of the week. We could do a 3-hour show once a week. We could totally do this show a lot more than we are already doing it, but people would need to invest a lot more in wanting more of this show if that was going to happen.
And that's what I'm working on. And I guess we should tell people that we are working to put together a group of different sponsors, people that will help us and sponsor the show, and that we will give, commercial type space where we're trying to implement and get their business put out there. And we've talked about going to 3 hours to do that. It will give you a break when you need to, kind of step out for a second, and it will give.
We just need to know that that's what people want. If they want more content, if they want us to do more interviews, then we'll do it and we'll give it to them. So
I want to hear it in comments.
Yeah.
I would love to hear if whoever's listening out there today, it makes me feel good to know that what we're putting out there is like people, it's grabbing people's attention. So even if you don't watch this live and you watch this and it's just, you're not with us right now, comment please, because I want to know how many people would like it if we could add more cool content to this show, because I'm the technical producer pretty much, and I really am looking to make this what I hear in feedback from all of you. So whether it's in person or in a comment, I want to hear about it. Like, what do you want? What are you looking for? Like, I'm here to make this entertaining for you. We've got an amazing host, and then we bring in amazing
let's not
people.
get crazy, but yeah, I'm all right.
Well, I mean,
well, let's give people an example, right? One of the examples that we're talking about is from WTR Power Washing.
Yes.
And they put together a short clip that it gives a really good example of what they do as a business.
Oh yeah, William Ribella he's amazing.
He's such a good guy. And we met him. He was one of our sponsors and supporters for Washington State Swap Meet. And we got to know him really well through that. He helped us. He was the one who ran the boom lift truck.
Oh yeah, to
put the big banner up. Yeah.
And he's come to my house and he's done work at my property, and it's worth every last penny that I paid to do it. It needed to be done. It's something that I can't do. Do I own a pressure washer? Yes. Do I want to clean my gutters?
No.
Not particularly.
No.
Do they need to get cleaned? Oh, 100%. Absolutely. In the neighborhood I have in the leaves and pine needles. But I mean, he's so professional and yet super friendly at the same time.
Yeah. And when you meet him, he's I call him a kid because he's like, what? I don't know. But you're right. He's so professional. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He says, I have to go talk to my board of directors. I mean, my parents. I'm like, I just love you. And his parents are really smart business owners as well. So he's that's the dream, isn't it?
It is.
Like,
to be able to build up your own company.
Yeah.
And he's right there. And I can see that. I'm using you as an example because I don't have my own business, right? But when you're a small business person, you're trying to put together your business model and you're putting that out there, right?
Yeah.
He nails it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like his parents have super guided him very, very well. And he nails it every time. When he got to my house, he was just like super professional, super ready to go. All I had to do was move my car out of the driveway. He asked me where the water was located. Comes, knocks on my door. I'm done.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, wow. Like, that was really quick. And I mean, I know you were up there doing it, but like,
yeah.
And then I looked and I was like, this is spectacular. Like, I'm going to be using William in the future. I will have him every spring and every fall come over and clean my gutters and my roof on my property for sure. I might even have him do the concrete work because he does that as well. And I kind of need some rust spots from my concrete.
So his name is William Ribella, and his company is WTR Power Washing. And it's just less than a minute, a little clip of what WTR Power Washing does.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. That was pretty cool. Just for if somebody who's never done anything like that before, it was awesome. I love that he put that together, and I'm sure it wasn't easy to try and film yourself or have somebody film you while you're doing power washing. Okay, a sister album, good. WTR Power Washing, check them out online, and hopefully we're gonna get William off of his he's got some nerves about coming on the show, so we'll get him on here. And I want to see what drives him, to be a businessman, to do that, and talk to him a bit more about power washing my backyard, my back patio.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm sure he is good. But before we get into anything else, we're going to unravel a bit with the YWCA, and we're going to reminisce about Halloween adventures. But joining us now, is someone who knows a thing or two about creating some memorable experiences himself, the owner of Mountain Music Productions. Dennis is here to chat about the upcoming singer-songwriter Storytellers series. Dennis, how are
Thanks,
you?
Nikki. I appreciate it.
It's
I'm
good
great.
to see
I'm great.
you.
I'm great. So yeah, we have a show tomorrow. It's at Riverside Playhouse, um, sometimes known as the Music Theater of Wenatchee. We have 3 singer-songwriters coming in. And the way we format this show is a couple of ways. We actually have local artists that we want to have some theater time. They don't get that. They might get time at a bar
Right.
or elsewhere where they're singing between chicken wings and IPAs, but to give them real time to sing in front of an audience that's really listening and really taking it in. And so this time we have Nate Weekly, who's of the Nate Weekly Project, a fellow from Tennessee that now lives here, great singer-songwriter. And we also have Amanda Rife, who is part of the Bandits of the Animal Kingdom, who comes from Baltimore now and is moving back. And Amanda is amazing. And she's been a producer herself. She's been a director. She's done about it all. But Amanda sings not only with her voice, but with her face. And so you have to experience that. So one of the things we do at this theater is we blacklight the whole show. So the idea is there's only a light on one person, and that's the artist, and the rest of the theater is blacked out. And so it makes it a very intimate. It feels like you're in your living room. The sound is amazing. There isn't one seat that doesn't sound good. We use the theater sound system, but we adjunct it with some of our own equipment. And we bring in some of the set, and we make it very, it seriously is like being in a living room. You're going to see a big Asian carpet up there, a couple of trunks, and a place for the artist to sit.
So what as a sound geek, okay, I'm thinking to myself, what additional sound equipment would you bring into the theater to make it more of an intimate sound?
Right. So instead of putting like monitors in front of the artist, we put arrays across the back.
Oh.
So we have 4 arrays across the back.
Okay.
So they're hearing themselves from the background, not from the foreground. And they're also the audience kind of feels that at the same time. So you've got sound coming down from the ceiling. You got your bass and all the other things going on from the ceiling. Got your lights coming down from there. We'll put a few lights across the backdrop as well. But then we'll put 4 arrays that directionally point out to the entire theater, but also the artist gets it. So they're not getting, the music straight or their sound straight up to them. It's from the background rather than the foreground.
See, I liken this, Dennis, to people who walk tonight. They're going around to First Friday and they're seeing all the art galleries, and there's a certain demographic for that type of audience, right? For that type of art and entertainment. And I liken this to a more artsy version of music, and it makes sense that you're doing it in a theater rather than, I don't know, a bar or something like that.
Although these are all people that
play, they do usually normally play, but I feel like it has that sense of honor, integrity, respect, authenticity that you would give when you're going into an art gallery. Right.
Yeah, very much so. And the other thing is we use a formula when I describe what we're looking for from the artist. The formula really is 70% singing, 30% storytelling.
Okay.
This is, if you're going to get up and sing an original song, we want to know the backdrop of the song. We want to know how it was made, where it was made, all those kinds of things, so that the audience understands all of that at the same time.
How long is each person's set?
Each person's set is 40 to 45 minutes.
Okay, that's not a lot of time.
But you add it up, there's 3 hours.
I know. Because you do little breaks and stuff. But I'm thinking, as an artist, like, how do I fit all this in the 40, 45
So,
minutes.
you kind of try, to say, hey, look, it's maybe 8 songs at the most.
Okay.
So you can kind of say that, and then they can kind of go figure out what song is going to work for them. The other part is these are all original songs. So a lot of these artists won't sing these songs out on the road. Amanda, for instance, when she's playing with Bandits, those are all covers because that's what people want to hear. So you're going to hear Amanda Rife sing all original songs tomorrow night.
I hadn't really thought about it like that.
You take an Ian Jones, who's another artist that's coming in. Ian is a singer, songwriter, national recording artist, and Ian sings mostly his original music. And so he'll be singing new songs coming out in his new album that's going to be out in about 6 months.
So people aren't really going to know those songs.
You won't have heard them before, even though Ian plays around here off and on. These are all going to be new songs. Nate has been, working his butt off because this is going to be something new for Nate. And it's going to be really great to watch him do this because he's good at it. I've seen him do this at Snowy Owl for the Icicle Creek Center for the Arts, and he's amazing at it. So, but he's going to bring in some songs that we haven't heard before, and we don't hear. There's no rehearsals. There are no rehearsals. These artists are rehearsing themselves.
Right.
When they show up here, we haven't heard them as producers.
Right.
What they're going to do. So the surprise factor.
Yeah. Be ready for anything.
Be ready for anything.
Yeah.
It kind of turns out that way. And that's kind of an interesting part because last year when we did these shows, we did 3 shows.
Right. This is the 4th one.
This will be the 4th one. Gavin McLaughlin showed up, and Gavin had all of this humor-based music that he played, and it was just like, whoa. And then you have like a Wayne Evans, who's from Junk Belly and Older and Wiser. Wayne told stories that had people in tears. And so you're going to find the entire audience going through all these emotions. So yes, it's like art.
Yeah.
It's what you feel coming from these artists. Not just from their music and not just from their technical playing, because that's pretty amazing too.
Right. It's an experience.
Right.
Yeah.
And all in a really cool soundstage of which people have said feels like Austin City Limits in Wenatchee. That's what they've described it as.
And this concept of storytelling of your songs and how you've written them is not necessarily a new concept. No. I remember, what was it, VH1 Storytellers back in the day? Right. Was it VH1 who did it? Yeah. And that was a huge success.
Neil Young on MTV.
Right.
It's all those, and so that was kind of the inspiration behind all of this. That, and I went to a theater over in Carnation, and it's almost like a coffee house style theater. And they were doing exactly what we've created here. And by the way, I have a partner on this, and it's Steve Clem from Avalon Music. And awesome. Steve and I have I came back from one of these experiences and described it to Steve and said we should do that. And so we ended up, we actually first started looking at a place to rent or buy to do our own shows. The first one was Verde Le Pont. At about $5 million. And my chief reality officer, who is my wife, said that isn't going to happen.
Chief reality officer? Is that what you
chief reality officer.
Oh my gosh.
I'm the dreamer. And she's the chief reality officer. And
let's just hope my husband is not watching right now.
And so
he is my chief reality officer for sure.
We all need one of those. And Steve is a bit for our partnership, a bit like that as well, which makes it a great partnership. But a couple things about the show. We virtually don't want to make a profit off of this show. And I know you told me that. You and I talked about this.
Yeah.
And if we made a profit, we would turn it right back into the theater. It's kind of Steve and I's philanthropic
endeavor.
Give back to music and to the community of music, which includes the audience. And my company is very much that way. I book I book for a lot of venues up in the Upper Valley, Plain, Coles Corner, around those areas. I have 15 concerts at Plain Cellars every summer.
I know.
And there's hundreds of people that show up for those concerts. It's a gift. It's a gift to community because what I see out there in the audience with people just enjoying the music, that's the profit for us. The other part about the theater is all of the sales from the bar go straight into scholarships for theater and music.
Wow. That's amazing.
And so it has this kind of sustainable environment around it. And what I ended up doing last year, once I started doing these shows, I had wineries coming and say, we want to donate wine. So for instance, Goose Ridge in Leavenworth last year supported 2 of the shows. We probably raised $5,000 worth of scholarship money from. Now we have a lot of drinkers, obviously, in the theater, but who cares?
We have a lot of drinkers in the world. Let's be real.
But
doesn't matter where they are.
But the whole thing is
alcohol raises money.
There you go. But the thing is, they were actually selling cookies at the rest stop up on Highway 2 to make that scholarship money.
Oh, wow.
So not only, and again, this is kind of something that really Steve and I really enjoy doing, is putting these shows together and making it something that's good for the community. It's a little different approach.
I think that is a great approach. I think if more people, that's more of my mindset. I tell people frequently, I hate money. And people are like, don't say that, because then you're going to put that into the universe and then you're not going to make any money. I'm like, no, you don't get it.
Right.
Like, I know I need to make a living. I want to be able to pass things on to my kids. Like, I want to be comfortable. I just hate having to deal with money. Right. So I live in a world where in my own brain, I like to trade services as much as I possibly can, because I would like to live in a world where we're trading on that. Why do you think I started the swap meet? Like, when I did the swap meet, I would try to swap and trade as many services, and people are like, why? And I'm like, it's a swap meet. It's the mission. So I try and trade so that there's still money going across if it needs to cover costs, but let's not have that be the forefront of why we're doing things. Let's remember the big picture of what's that real mission, and the vision. And your mission is to get this out here, get the voices and the stories, and have those people connect, which I think is exactly what we try to do with podcasting, is tell stories in a way that connects to the community, that makes a difference. And that's what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And that's why I said, I want to help. How can I help?
Yeah. So it's, as long as we can recover the cost of the rental of theater and some other infrastructure things, and pay the artist fairly.
Well, what does that mean?
It's about the same that they would get paid for doing a 2 or 3 hour gig at a show.
Okay.
Can I put your number? I won't put the number out.
No, I don't want. No, I was gonna give a follow-up question to, is that number increasing these days? I mean, is it about staying the same? Are artists not getting paid fairly on a normal basis? Is that why you're kind of making that an assumption, or not assumption? What's the word I'm looking for? That I don't know. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. I think
inference. That inference.
Right. So I think there's and obviously I'm spending a lot of time with a lot of artists out there working throughout Leavenworth and the whole valley. There are some venues that pay fairly, and there are some venues that don't pay as much. But in the end, if you take Leavenworth, for instance, there are artists that are living in Leavenworth, making a living doing music. There are enough venues there to support them, as long as they don't get stagnant, as long as they don't wear out or whatever. But if you average it all out, they're doing pretty well. It's just don't the artists
determine their rate rather than the venues?
No,
The venues do.
they do. They do.
I knew the answer to that
Or-
question. I
or
was just
someone-
trying to
Or someone like
leading.
me that books
That
in
is an
between-
agent.
Yeah, as an
Yeah.
agent. And again, I will only book if the venue's paying fairly.
Fairly, right.
you know.
Well, we need more people like you and me
Yeah.
who are advocating on behalf and trying to negotiate
Absolutely.
those wages for
Right.
them.
Yeah. And it's actually pretty easy.
Well, yeah, but most when you're an artist, sometimes they don't know how, they don't know what they don't know what the wage is supposed to be.
Right.
And then they don't know until a half a year in and 70 gigs later that they've been undercharging.
Right. Well, I think the other part is not everybody understands. You're sitting there watching an artist sing with a guitar, but you don't see the investment that artist has made in life. You don't see the hours of songwriting that artist has to take in order to create the song. You don't see the studio time
Mm-hmm.
that artist has to take to record something that they're going to do. You don't see the education that artist has to actually do what he's doing,
Mhm.
she's doing on that stage. All you see is that artist up there performing. If you were to include like all art, if you were to include all of that to the total cost, it would be, atrocious. So anyway,
Not to mention equipment
yeah.
and yeah.
hauling, in fact, I just got off, I don't know if you watch me on Facebook, but I just got off a mini tour
Uh-huh.
with Ian Jones, who's
Yeah.
going to be at this show down in California. And Ian had some studio time, which was interesting because he is recording with a guy that was in Supertramp
Oh,
at a place in Ojai.
I like Ian. He is a good guy and
Yeah.
he's an amazing musician.
Yes. And so, but again, I was in the van hauling his PA gear around,
Mhm.
setting up for shows and things like that. And, 2 hours later, it's done. And, but you don't understand the whole infrastructure behind that. And the amount of hours and miles he put on just to do
Yeah.
that show.
I
now
know
do.
the shows are so short. Right?
Yeah.
Like shows for us, they're like 2 hours, 3-hour gigs. It's the joys in the journey, man.
Yes.
Yeah, the show, even this, like the show, 2 hours long. Yeah, this is what we prepare for. This is what we're here for. This is the outcome.
Right.
But if we don't include the journey in the package, we're missing 90% of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think that way sometimes. I think people who are in the arts, in the entertainment, we have a lot more appreciation for other people who are also entertaining. And when I go out, it's like servers. If you were in the service industry, if you were ever a server, when you're not anymore and you go out to eat, you tip your server really
Absolutely.
well. It's the same.
Yes.
When we go out,
Absolutely.
like I'm always looking at the sound. I'm always looking at, and I appreciate people who are doing it and doing it well
Right.
and putting on shows and entertaining me when I get the very rare chance to go out and be entertained. Yeah, because I know how hard it is.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So tomorrow night, it's your singer, songwriters, storytellers session,
Right.
number 4 at the Riverside Playhouse. There are tickets still available.
At Numerica until 4:00 tonight.
Oh my gosh.
And then you can get tickets at the door, cash and Venmo.
Okay.
The chief reality officer will be at the front door.
She will be making sure
Um,
to check
and
the
again,
boxes.
it's a great venue. You'll walk away with a feeling of this is the way music should be heard.
Mm,
And I think the other part of it is we added a second title to the shows, and it's called "Song for You,"
okay.
which was a song written by Leon Russell,
Mhm.
sang by Willie Nelson. A whole host of artists. But we really hope that everybody walks away with at least a couple of songs for you.
Well, you have to be there to find out.
That's right.
Right? Dennis, thank you so much. Mountain Music Productions, check them out.
And Avalon Music.
And Avalon Music, who is sponsoring this series. Please go check out them. I think this is a really, really needed avenue and forum
And there'll
for
be 2 more
musicians right
shows
now.
in February, March.
Okay, February and
more.
March. So now we have a little bit more time to scheme some promotions from now until then. So
Let's hope we can, the next one, I can actually bring some of the artists into
that
this.
would be great. Okay.
I'll-
Well,
I'll
after
make that
this, I will see you tomorrow night.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll get together and have some coffee or tea.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you,
All
sir.
right. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That was Dennis from Mountain Music Productions. Tomorrow night, you have the singer-songwriter Storytellers series, and that is going to be amazing. They have 3 really, really talented singer and songwriters who are going to tell their stories over there. numericapac.org for your tickets over at the Riverside Playhouse. All right, we are going to be gearing up for the holidays. Sorry, I just I saw somebody over in the corner of my eye that I wasn't expecting to see, and I got a little confused. Hey man, what's going on? This wasn't who I saw.
No,
No.
I'm just doing
Everything
my-
okay? Did
my
I
behind the
did I do
scenes.
something wrong?
No, you didn't do anything wrong. I was
Is
apologizing.
he here to yell at me?
No,
Okay.
no one's here to yell at you.
All right. Is he here to be on the show?
William is on the show today.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I didn't think he was on the
yes.
show. I just thought his video was on the show.
No, William's on the show. We're gonna bring him on. We're gonna talk to him, and also because I know that we had some other people that had to cancel, right? And that happens. But we have Jocelyn, who is going to come on the show today. And
no, I don't want her.
you hear that?
I'm just kidding. I already teased her like 3 or 4 times. So I was like, yes, we're going to talk with the YWCA.
Yeah, so she's gonna give us we've got the social media view of Halloweens.
Yeah.
She's gonna give us the full on report because she was there.
Wow.
But she's also gonna give us some information of things that are going on because we do have Thanksgiving coming up and all of that. So she's got some events that the YWCA is putting on that I think would
for
be great.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
Really?
they got a food drive.
Oh, I thought we were just doing like full on till Christmas.
Oh, we're just
everybody else is just skipping Thanksgiving.
We can't skip Thanksgiving because we have people that we don't want people starving on
That's
Thanksgiving.
true. We know.
We don't want people being alone. So there are programs that are out there, and I've been working on getting some of those programs to let people know where you get a turkey. You don't have money to buy a turkey. Where can you get a turkey? You don't have money to get the fixings for a basic Thanksgiving. Where can you go to get that? So I'm going to be bringing a couple of groups on the show in the coming weeks to let people know where you can get a turkey because you can't afford one for your family this year.
Right. Okay.
So
That's
I'm
amazing.
going to bring Jocelyn on to get that started. And then we've got William to come and tell us some more about his company. So
who do you want me to talk to first?
I don't know. Who's ready to come on first? William is ready. So I'm going to bring William right to this hotspot.
Okay, well, I don't have an intro for William because I didn't think that he was coming on the show. I thought he was just going to punk out on me. Nope. Sorry, William. Well, actually, I gave you a pretty good intro earlier.
Yeah, what does it sound like?
What did it sound like? Well, you'll have to go back and listen to it. But I said you were amazing and you were integral to helping us get the banner up at Swamp Meet.
Yeah.
William is here from WTR Power Washing. Thanks for putting that video together, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, didn't take too much. Just took some clips of the stuff that I've been doing recently and put it all together, put some sound to it, and sent it off to.
Do you, power washing in the wintertime, is that still a thing?
It goes back and forth. It really just depends on what services you're really providing. Right now, I'm kind of shifting. I've been doing a lot of gutter cleaning recently because leaves are falling and people don't have time for that. Or a lot of my elderly clients who they shouldn't be on ladders, or they want to be, but it's not safe for them to do that. And that's where I come in because I'm young, I'm spry, and I got the ladders. So I can come up there, help them get their gutters cleaned. So that's my big service right now, is helping people just get ready for the winter.
So you grew up here?
I did. Yeah. I was born in Malaysia in 2005 and then moved here just before I turned 1. And I've been living in the Valley.
Like military? Is that where your parents in the military?
My parents are chiropractors. They own Rebelli Family Chiropractic. So
what?
They own Rebelli Family Chiropractic.
Okay.
So yeah, they've been in the Valley since 2006 is when they opened up. And they wanted to practice in a foreign country for a while. So they were in Malaysia for 2 years practicing over there.
Did they just randomly pick a place?
Funny story. So when my mom knew she was going to be a doctor, a chiropractor, since she was like 6 or 7. She had terrible asthma as a kid and then just started going to chiropractor. And she went from missing weeks of school to she was going to school every day without an asthma attack. She's like, chiropractic is it. So she knew she was going to be a chiropractor since then. And then she wanted to be paid in chickens was her thing.
She wanted to be paid in chickens?
She wanted to go adjust somebody. And then
was this still at 6 years old? Or
this was until
I could see a 6-year-old being like, I want to be a chiropractor and paid in chickens.
21 at the time, I think, or 21 or 22 when she graduated from chiropractic school. And she was like, we're doing this. So she's traveled all of Central America. And then she was like, I think Malaysia. So they settled in Malaysia for 2 years and they practiced over there as they opened up and then moved here and had me. And I've been here ever since.
Wow. Cool, your parents sound way cool.
They definitely are.
But I'm guessing like your parents are probably the same age as me, as I'm guessing.
Yeah, Dad just turned 50 this year.
Oh, okay. Well, no, that's not the same age as me. Okay. William, did you really think I was 50 years old?
I did not.
Okay, thank God. Oh my God. I just almost had a panic attack. Holy cow, William. Jeez. Okay.
My dad is a little bit, my mom, I think, is in her mid-40s.
Yeah, no, your parents sound pretty darn awesome and they got a chance. They traveled together or over there?
Yeah, back and forth. They did some mission work together down in Central America while they were still in school. And then I think Dad graduated a year before Mom out of chiropractic school. So he traveled southern US doing chiropractic work. Just learning from the masters. And
okay, so you obviously get your entrepreneurial spirit from your parents, and they're still in business. So like you have that as a great example, a great inspiration for you growing up always. So I could see how this is like a natural fit for you,
Definitely.
Moving forward, open up my own business, find this thing that I want to do that I enjoy. You could do anything in life. Okay, I'm going to open up a business. I'm going to do what I want. Power washing. That's it. That's going to be my thing. How did that become your thing?
So you probably don't have a lot of listeners in Moses Lake, but I was working there last summer for the boss of my cousin. So I started working with my cousin, and my cousin is awesome. He actually opened his own painting business this year. So we're painting for this painter over there. And we go to this house and he's like, I need you guys to get this house ready. We're painting next week. And I'm like, cool, what are we doing? So he threw a pressure washer down on the ground and me and the old dude, he's like, hey, I want you guys to just pressure wash this house, get it ready. And I was like, cool. So we pressure washed the house and I was like, that was kind of fun. And then random offhand comment, and I was riding in the back of the truck. Him and the guy up front were talking. I was just chilling, reading a book in the back. And we're talking and he goes, I'm just irritated that I have to pay 2 guys hourly rates to go pressure wash a house before I paint. And it didn't really set anything. I just randomly remembered it. And then I was done with university. So I did 2 years of university over the last couple of years online. And then this winter came around and I was like, I think it's time. Like I knew I wanted to open a business. It was just, I'm turning 18 in the spring. I got to figure out where I'm going with my life. Some people want to go to college. Some people want to open a business. Some people want to work a 9 to 5. Some people want to grow through a different business, something like that. And I always knew it was like, I want to own a business. I just never quite knew what. And this winter, I was just like, I really need to figure out what our Valley needs. What services do our Valley need, but we don't have yet, or there's not enough people offering it. And I started looking around and I was like, there's a couple different things I was thinking about opening. It was mostly service industries, because that's what I know. I grew up in a somewhat poor family. So it was always, we learned like everything. I know how to work on cars. I can fix cars. Give me enough time and YouTube, and I can fix a car.
And YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube.
We didn't have YouTube when we were growing up. Just so you know.
Had grandpa. You had grandpa.
We had grandpa. We had encyclopedias.
Well, I buy
William.
I buy old cars because they can fix.
Yeah.
But the point I was trying to make is like, we grew up in that way, and it was always, you do your own stuff because you can. Why not? If you can save money and work for yourself, do that. So I was looking mechanical engineering, working on cars. I've done plenty of work. I've remodeled a house. So I know interior, how to frame, stuff like that. So it was always like service industry, what I'm going to do. And then I was really like distilling down, and I was like, pressure washing. It's kind of fun. And then I remember that comment that my boss had made last year. And I was like, and he's an awesome guy. He's still kind of one of my mentors now. He mentioned that about pressure washing. And I was like, is there pressure washing in Wenatchee? So I started doing a little bit of research, and I was like, there's not a lot. There's a couple of guys doing it, mostly guys who just own a pressure washer and they're doing it. They're not really licensed and insured. We're just doing this on the side with a little bit of extra money after work. And I was like, I think I could really go after this. And so that was January. And then by April rolled around, I was all licensed and insured. And I was like, time to hit the streets. So I started walking, knocking doors, just talking to people. Hey, what can I do for you? What can I pressure wash for you? And that's it. That's been my story.
That is just so cool. That is
the best story.
That really is like the best story, because and anybody who starts a business should listen, or wants to start a business should listen exactly to that story. Because I'm going to just roll it back for a bit, because when you said you wanted to start a business, you asked yourself a question: what is this valley missing? What does it need?
Yeah.
Those two questions, what is it missing and what does it need, is what every potential small business owner should be asking themselves before they even go into business.
Well, you hit with that, and then you add on, and what do I like to do that fits that?
Right.
Because once you find that middle of the three, you go, this is what it needs. This is what I like to do. I'm going to do this. And if you love what you're doing, why not?
Yeah. And then if you can actually get all that together and then actually hit the streets and have that gung-ho ambition, gusto, that's most of the time, this is what people do. I'm gonna write a bunch of emails.
Yeah.
I'm gonna click.
Oh, I sent plenty of emails.
Oh, you do?
I made plenty of calls.
Sure. But I find even with Darling, my business, people were like, I see you everywhere. They see this everywhere, right?
Yeah.
They see my face a lot of places, but they don't physically see me everywhere. There's the appearance that I'm everywhere.
And getting yourself out there, letting people know that you exist.
Yeah.
Because you can't get calls if people don't know that you exist.
Exactly.
That's as simple as that.
You have to stay very relevant.
You have to stay top of mind, and you have to stay relevant. And that has nothing to do with power washing, because people might not ever need a power washer until you need a power washer.
Yeah.
You have one and you don't really want to actually put it
Or you have a power washer and you don't actually want to use it.
Yeah. Or there's a lot of people I find who just don't realize what can be power washed and what needs to be power washed.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, that's probably me. What exactly can be power washed?
I focus mainly on concrete because it's a nice, simple process. And it really depends. Like some people deal with battery stains. Just they're working on the car in the driveway, battery spills, or the golf cart's sitting there for too long. They got battery stains,
right?
Rust stains, just stains in the concrete, oil stains, and things not going to get perfect. I mean, it's concrete's porous. So you're going to get that dirt in there. It's not going to get cleaned up perfect, but it can be a heck of a lot better. So things like that, people don't realize that, it can be fixed because they just, now we got the oil. We can't get rid of that. And yeah, there's ways you can make it a lot better. I've washed a couple houses in the valley. It's not one of the greater services right now, just because we don't have as much moss and algae as other places, but it can be done. I found I've been doing a lot of work up in Leavenworth and Kashmir, and a lot of the roofs are covered in moss, and people don't really realize what moss is doing to that roof. What it does is it's setting roots down into the roof, and it's ripping up those all the roofing material. So very slowly over a long period of time, it'll start breaking it up. So when you go up there and you're not using power washing, in that case, you're using more chemicals, using sodium hypochlorite, something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but I have access to the chemical. And what it does is it allows you to kill all that moss and scrape it off, and then your roof's not getting destroyed. So yeah, there's a lot of different services that I can offer in the Valley.
And you're doing mostly a lot of gutters, I'm guessing.
Yeah, this time of year, I'm getting calls every day about gutters. They're just, hey, can you get our gutters cleaned? And I'm like, yeah, let me get you scheduled. Snow's coming. Let's get this done.
Well, yeah, because if you don't clean your gutters before the snow comes, then that could be a really bad deal for your house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes. How do people get a hold of you?
Get a hold of me. I have a website up. I have my phone number. I got yard signs. I'm
Okay.
gutter cleaning, window cleaning signs in Wenatchee. That's probably me.
Oh. Is it what's the website?
WTRpowerwashing.com.
Oh. That's easy enough. WTRpowerwashing.com, and on your socials and
on my social media, I have Facebook, Instagram. I think that's it for social medias. And I think I have a YouTube channel.
We're going to look at this video that you put together again. So when did you put this together? Just the last week or so? A couple weeks?
2 nights ago.
Oh, 2 nights ago.
Yeah, I've been collecting.
So this is this is new.
Yeah, I've been putting a lot of just taking videos of all the work I'm doing because it goes on all my social medias and it really just shows people what I'm doing and what I'm capable of doing. Because people see a young face and they go, "Oh, I don't know." But once
that's so true. You know, people think that ageism is only people getting older, but people are totally ageist to people who are young.
Well, people don't expect much from the kids of my generation. They're all off.
Should I ask how old are you?
I'm 18.
What?
Your mind just got blown. Holy moly.
I had no idea.
Mind blown.
William, 18?
Yeah.
Super professional.
He is the same age as my stepson. Okay, we're going to play your video. I need a moment. All right. Man, I like those boots. Did you see those boots?
Yeah.
Those are some mega boots.
Yeah.
They are.
They look better than extra toughs.
Yeah.
They're freaking awesome. They make me feel like a superhero because they're big, heavy steel toe. They're for some of the work that I've done is for industrial on like food plants down in Othello. And they require you have all your safety gear. So I got those boots for that. And they're big, heavy steel toe insulated boots. So I could be walking around, but I feel like walking on a cloud.
Yes. Very, very cool. WTR Power Washing. Check them out online, WTRpowerwashing.com. William, will you come back and see us again sometime?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. Okay.
Definitely give him a call. He's really good. Really good.
Well, we trust you. I mean, we trust. I don't. Oh man, I trusted you to go up in that boom truck at swap meet. I didn't even ask to look at his ID or his at least he's 18. So now, oh my gosh, oh yeah. But you were awesome at swap meet. You're awesome now. You're coming back to swap meet next year or what?
Most likely, if I'm still in the Valley.
Oh, you think you're just gonna expand and leave us, huh?
Maybe. Depends on how fast I can grow.
Well,
my brother will be there at least.
Okay.
Nice.
Go check them out. WTR Power Washing.
Yep.
Thanks, William.
Yeah, thank you for being on. I really like that.
If I had an applause button, I would push it.
You did.
You're welcome. He did great, did he not?
Yeah.
Oh man, he's awesome. 18, guys. He's 18 years old. Graduates. What did he say? Went to college, licensed, insured.
Is your mind
bonded.
still blown?
It's a little blown. Yeah. Just a little bit. You did great,
Yeah, yeah.
right? I thought so.
I believe so. I believe that people should be trying to get a hold of him. Find him on social media. Do it. That's what I'm saying.
I should have asked him if he's hiring.
You get your stepson a job.
Yes.
Focus.
My stepson is very, very tall. He could probably help him. Don't you think?
Yeah.
William, are you hiring? See what 18-year-olds out there power washing stuff, right?
It's fun. I have a power washer and I like doing it, but it's a hassle to put it all together, have the right nozzle. Then you got to clean it up and put it all away. Like, I didn't have to clean my gutters this year. And I have brand new gutters. So it was really nice to have a professional come out and actually do it. And I didn't do it. So I didn't ruin them. And they look great because I probably would have put the wrong nozzle on.
All right. From our 18-year-old prodigy power washer, our journey is going to continue on the show today. We had some singing zombies and some I don't know, some creepy creatures over the weekend and through the week. I don't know. It feels like a Monday to me for some reason.
It does. It does. It's Friday, but it feels like Monday.
Right.
And it's weird because I think Halloween being on a weekday kind of really threw it off.
It was. It really messed me. I'm just all messed up anyway. But I wanted to show some of the pictures from the festival, from Trick or Treat on the Ave. And so if you go to if you go to what?
I'm just laughing because it's funny. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
No,
it's a process.
You say that, and it's not right.
Okay.
So, I'm just pushing buttons on my screen.
I know. I can see it on your face. That's what people. I'm live with you, and everybody else is just kind of like looking at you through a lens. So that's why I'm laughing, because I'm like, she's over here clicking. You guys can't see what she's doing. She's very like focused and intense on her computer right now, trying to pull something up and not have dead air time and smile.
I don't care. It's fine.
Through.
They stay with me. It's a live show. They stay with me. And so I'm showing people this was the website from WenatcheeValley.com. It's showing Mike Poyer for mayor. And here up at the top these were the business cards that we handed out.
Those were cool.
Yeah, Trick or Treat on the Ave. It had the cute little cat and the pumpkin and our QR code. Took you to this. And over here, it says, book Darling Productions for your next party. Inquire about our Christmas characters. Our Christmas character packages are live on darlingproductionswa.com right now. So if you go to our website, you will see we have our 1 character, 2 character, or 3 character packages. And you get and they're 2 hours, but you can always add on characters. You can always add on time, but it's 2 hours and activities. And
it's fun.
I got to
like
do it with
adding
festivities.
Year. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We were at the cider thing doing that, and that was great with all the kids. That was a blast.
Yeah, it's like that, but like on steroids.
Right.
It's much more organized into packages.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah. So
and those cards were hot. Like, I mean, parents were like, "Hey, can I get that card?" Like, kids wanted the candy, and parents were like, "Can I get that?"
Well, because on Trick or Treat the Ave, when you came up, you got online and you can get your professional. We had this backdrop, and you can get your professional photo taken by Keith Wade Photography. So we want to thank him for coming out. He said he had a blast.
He was having fun doing it.
He even talked to me
was dressed up.
Yeah, he was dressed up, and he was like, I don't think I really liked kids, but I think I really like kids. like, doing photography for kids. So he had a blast. This picture right here is my it opens up. Share this tab instead. So this picture right here is my cousin and her daughter, my niece Andrina, and my son. Don't ask me why my son is not dressed in a Halloween costume. Oh my gosh.
What happened?
Okay. It was my son he could not get the whole, you get dressed up in a costume for Halloween. You got ghosts, goblins, ghouls. He certainly got candy, chocolate. He got all of that, but he couldn't figure out getting dressed up in a costume. The closest thing that I got was the morning of Halloween. We got a costume for him. I bought him a Bam Bam costume. Didn't even know he couldn't be bothered with it. Morning of Halloween, I was like, "You want to help me put costumes on the dogs?"
I've seen this photo. This is a great photo too.
And he's like, "Sure." So we put one costume on Leia, and then we put a hot dog costume on Chewie. And Trenton starts screaming. And I'm like, "What's up, bud?" And he's like, "Hot dog on Trenton."
It's a
do you
good
mean, hot
photo.
dog?
He's got the dog
Hot dog
costume.
on Trenton. This is okay. The first time we can ever get my kid to figure out how to put on a costume, or that you wear a costume, and it's a dog costume.
It's a good picture.
We take the hot dog off of the dog, and I'm like, this isn't going to fit around him. Of course it does. It fits around his little toddler body just fine. And then he doesn't want to take it off. I had to convince him to take it off so I could put clothes on him, because at this point he's only in a diaper, so that I could take him to school.
How did that work? How long?
But
did
I had
it
to put
take?
the hot dog back on him after we put clothes on, so he could wear his hot dog.
Yeah,
to
he's
school.
slowly understanding that we dress up for Halloween.
Well, yeah. But then he didn't want to get dressed up, the whole dressing up to go on the F. So there he is in the hot dog. There he is from the front. It's the best. Just look at the look on his face. Like, what? So what, Ma? Yeah, I'm wearing a hot dog. Yeah.
Because why not?
Why not, right?
Yeah. If
Yeah.
Chewie can wear it, I can wear it.
This was Leia. She sported the king outfit pretty well. She did good.
I didn't dress up my boys, but I know Deanna and I were looking at different costumes. I mean, even yesterday we were looking at different like things that we should put the dogs in.
So down at Trick or Treat on the Ave, there was no
but I'm super stoked. Festival of Little Trees is a really important thing that the PAC puts on. It's a great way to fundraise for money for them. So I encourage anyone, if you've got friends and you want to do this, sign up. Sign up.
All right. So step 1, sign up. It's a breeze. To register, it's $25, which is affordable. And that money goes, like, that's your donation to the Numerica PAC Festival of Trees.
Yeah, if you've got 5 people, break that down.
Right. Go to numericapac.org/FOT for Festival of Trees. You get registered there. And then you can submit your song choice, right? And you let us know what your song choice. I make sure it's in our karaoke database. You can actually go to our karaoke database and practice.
Yep.
Because it's web-based. So you'll actually can hear the karaoke version that you'll be singing at the day of the performance. So from there, now step 2, prep time. Plenty of time to prep. Still couple weeks left. So once you're in, it's time to shine. Practice your go-to holiday hit. If you want it to be holiday, it doesn't have to be holiday. Or surprise everyone with something unexpected. It's all about having fun and showcasing your talent. Step 3, showtime. We do have a rehearsal scheduled. So rehearsal is mandatory, but it's also going to be fun. We're going to do kind of like a workshop on stage presence and stage respect, and not ethics, etiquette.
Yes, but you're also going to see where you're going to be performing, and you'll have
Right.
an idea of where you're at on stage and where the audience is. And that's really important when you're
Because
when
it
you're
is
doing
a little bit-
something like this, because it's
Sorry.
intense. It can be scary. It can be intense. So rehearsal is kind of an important thing. We want the people that are participating to be comfortable doing it.
Get the jitters out during
Mhm,
rehearsal. And
mhm.
the stage setup is a little bit different than it is for just the main theater. So, because it's for Festival of Trees. So we'll do the rehearsal on that Tuesday, and then they have a happy hour. So the show is on November 16th. It's a Thursday night. Happy hour at 6, 7 o'clock. The show starts. We do an epic karaoke showdown. We'll do some performances.
Yes, we are. We've got some things planned.
We've got to practice.
Yeah.
We got to do some practicing ourselves. But yes, and right now you only have to prepare one song. That's it. We might do some group songs that if you want to be involved in, you're not gonna have to learn anything huge, but maybe just some extra voices, some extra dancing festivities. All right, so number 4, step 4, cheers and support. The crowd goes wild cheering their favorites. Friends, family, and even new fans can donate to support you and the Numerica PAC. It's like a mini concert where you are the headliner.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we'll get you registered and to be able to take on donations before the event. If you'd like to raise money, and we'll tell you how to take cash donations as well. But it's really, really easy, and it's just supposed to be a fun thing. And then the night comes. Step 5, winning moments, perform your heart out, and who knows, you might just be walking away with the title of season's best performance. And even if you don't, you're going to have a blast, and you're going to make some memories, and you're definitely going to raise some money for the PAC, which is really the point.
Yeah.
So go for it, register, do that step 1, and get registered at numericapac.org/FOT. All right.
I like it.
But wait, there's more.
There's always more.
There is always more. No, we have a few minutes left, and I want to make sure that we are sitting down with our gracious hosts for today. So
Yes.
let's get Miss
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn over here, see how things went with their Halloween's drag show over the weekend and all of the Halloween festivities. What's that?
We got some photos sent to you in Messenger for Halloween's.
You got photos sent to me in Messenger of what?
Halloween's?
No, which Messenger? Okay. That's what I needed to know. Hi, Jocelyn. I just keep seeing so much of you.
I know.
I just love it.
Oh, good.
No, yeah, I do. That's legit. Yeah. We saw you down at Trick or Treat on the Ave with your
was
son.
So fun.
Did you
I
have
loved
fun?
It. Yes. There was so many cool costumes. Just what I love about trick or treating is just like seeing everybody's creativity and like displaying your creativity and just having fun. For me, it's not really about the candy because oh my god, there was so much candy.
So much candy. Oh my god.
But it's fun to like get the community together and have these events and yeah.
Oh my god, I just downloaded this picture. Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's so good. I love this. Okay, I gotta save it.
That was the pictures I sent.
Yeah.
Queens. Oh,
Yes.
gosh.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna get this up on the screen. You're gonna have to tell me who is in this picture. All right. Do you remember?
I can't see. I can't see that.
Well, you sent it.
I sent a lot.
Oh.
I don't know which one you're looking at.
The
first
helpful when you're not watching the show. Let's see if I can get this up here and turn one of these around from the platform for you. It's the least I can do.
Don't quiz me on the queen names because
Oh,
I'm terrible with
okay.
names.
It's this.
Good with faces, but not names.
Yeah, I think he's got it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
it's right here.
Those are our lovely queens. It was such an amazing show. Their performances were on point. Literally every performance that I saw, I was like, jaw
dropping.
Jaw drop. It was incredible. I did get some feedback from my coworkers that it was a much more showy, more extravagant this year. So I was like, oh, I don't have
In a
anything
good
to
way
compare.
or what?
Yes, it was
Oh,
like
okay.
it was so out there. Like,
So this was the first time that you've gone to a Halloween, so you didn't have anything to
yeah,
compare
no,
it
I didn't have
to?
anything to compare it to. I didn't know what I was walking into. Like, I've been to drag shows,
Yeah.
so I kind of had a vibe of what it was like, but I've never been to Halloween's, and this was this a great introduction to
So how does
Halloween's.
Halloween's differ from a regular drag show?
I don't think it does. I think it's just I don't know.
It's just bigger and more fabulous.
It is bigger. It's a
There's-
bigger stage. I think
yeah,
the drag
is a bigger
shows that
stage.
I've been to is like drag brunches, so
Yeah.
it's very like small crowd. But this was extravagant. Like there was a lot of people there. They interacted with the crowd. It was just so much fun. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best day of my life. It was phenomenal.
I
Yes.
love drag so much. It was like my introduction to gay. You know, it's like my introduction to the gay world. I don't know if that's PC, but I'm just whatever. That's what I'm gonna say. Like when I was like 16, I guess 16, 17, that was the most accessible avenue for me
Mhm.
because I was into music and theater and all that. And so I at 18 was stage managing a drag show.
How
That was like my first thing that I
fun.
ever did. And I didn't know what I was doing or any of that. And drag was much different back then.
Mhm.
And so now I'm like, oh my gosh, I just love it so much. Everything about it.
Yes.
So
It was
my
such a
heart
great
was with
experience.
you on Saturday night, but we could not be there. We said next year we need to plan this better. We can't have something on the same night.
Yeah, we're working on that. There's just so much going on for Halloween.
Mhm.
So many events in October because it's just like the start of holidays
Everything.
and stuff. So yeah, we're working on to see if we can tinker with our date of when Halloween's will be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so excited for the next Halloween's.
Are you going to sign up for the karaoke competition or what?
Oh my goodness. Listen, I don't have a group.
You need a
We will.
I don't
this
have
together.
The YWCA girls.
Ooh,
Hello?
I don't know if that's a thing. Listen,
Tell
I've been trying
them.
to get people to go to karaoke with me, and they're like, I don't sing. And I'm
No,
like,
this is the spin you put on it, Jocelyn. You go, this will be great exposure and promotion for the
Oh.
YWCA. And then you build the YWCA into your performance. Hello. Why do I have to spell this out for people?
I will try to get them on board.
Do
I
it,
will
Rachel.
advocate. Rachel, please.
Come on, Rachel. You don't even have to sing. You can just do like shoo bop in the background.
She's at the White House right now.
Stop it.
Yes, she was invited to go to the White House for YWCA, the national
Yeah.
thing. So that's
That's
she's having
exciting.
fun. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, that's great.
Rachel Todd, the director of the YWCA here at NCW. So look at that. In
Mhm,
the White House.
mhm.
She probably never, you know what? I'm not going to finish that sentence.
She's posting updates on the YWCA Facebook page.
I was going to
So
say
if
we
you're
could probably use her in the White House. Let's
curious-
just keep her there.
Yeah.
She's a very smart woman. Just keep
Yeah,
her in the White House.
please.
Not that I don't want her back. You know, I could use her around here. She's very smart.
You want Halloween photos sent to you. I mean, I sent some of my own. Go
Oh,
with us. We've got
I have
some
to.
photos.
I don't even. Our faces aren't even on here. We're still staring at the Halloween picture.
Oh.
But we've got a few more that Jocelyn sent over that we can have people see. So
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
they were so good. I still haven't uploaded all the pictures that I have. They're just sitting in my phone.
Oh,
I'm
we
like,
haven't. Yeah, we're still sifting through content from Halloween. It's yeah, it was a lot this weekend.
So
So
much.
congratulations on having a successful month, and I hope that
Thank
bodes well
you.
for some of the programs moving forward for the YWCA.
Yeah, where our next thing is our food drive.
Oh, good.
That's our next
For Thanksgiving.
for the shelter really.
Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna be at the Plaza Superjet and at Grocery Outlet on November 18th from 9 to 4.
So this is collecting food for the women that are in your shelters.
Yes. For
Okay.
women are self-identified women and children that are in our programs, either in emergency shelter, transitional housing, or permanent supportive housing. So they can come to the pantry if they're running low on food or if they just don't have enough for the month. Like, we store all of that over here, and it helps them. So it's not just food, it's like essential needs like shampoo
Sure.
and stuff like that. So we have food drives to kind of collect things for our people.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wow. And so outside of Plaza Superjet and outside of Grocery Outlet, November 18th.
Depending on the weather, sometimes they'll let us go inside because if it's raining, nobody wants to be out in the rain for hours.
I
So,
know.
sometimes we'll be inside, but we'll definitely have a YWCA table and an opportunity. We'll usually have a list of things that are needed.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that always helps if you can get that to us ahead of time too, like get it over to
Absolutely.
us, then
Mhm.
we can get that posted, and that always helps. You know, if there are certain needs, if it's non-perishable or if it's those sanitary
Right.
items that people need, then
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, if you're just like shopping and going down the aisle, it's nice to have like, oh, these are I'm in this aisle. This is what they need. Cool. I'll just throw it in my cart real quick and then hand it to them on my way out. So
Mhm.
we like to make it easy for people.
How long are the individuals in your program, in your housing program usually?
So they have different dates. The emergency shelter is free, and that's a 90-day program, and they work towards getting either into transitional housing or permanent housing. And then our transitional housing program is for a year. And after that, we still work with them to get into more permanent housing.
Mm.
And then our permanent housing is for life. So, whenever if they want to move out or, if they find something else. So
Does the YWCA have permanent housing facilities?
Yes,
they
they're
do.
right here.
Oh, they're here.
They're next door.
Okay.
The apartment building next to our main building. Yeah, that's our permanent housing apartments.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I which is great to know that there's the difference. I thought that it was mostly just transitional housing until they applied for maybe affordable housing program, and then they had to get placed into one of those places. So to know that they have permanent housing, and are people staying in that permanent housing for a long period of time usually? Because that's that's difficult. Like if it's full, it's full. Where are you gonna go?
Yeah, it's really it's very uncommon that there's one available, just because housing is so expensive nowadays that when people actually get into that permanent housing, it's way less than
they're paying rent in the permanent housing, but it's just way less.
It's just way less. Yeah, it's at a low income base, and so it's convenient to stay there, and it helps them with planning their bills and managing their life. And so,
but there isn't any process by which they move out of that or above that, or
no, it's just if they don't like it, or if they want to move to a different place, or if they find something that's bigger, like because they're small, so they're kind of like a 1-bedroom studio apartments type thing. So if they want something bigger, then we can definitely help them get towards that goal. Or if it's like a bigger family, then we can help them find something else. But yeah, they're pretty small. We're working on getting a bigger facility, a new facility. So hopefully to come.
Everybody wants the new facility, right?
Yeah. So hopefully that gets approved and we're able to get a new facility. This building is really old. So hopefully that goes through. We're working on it though. I know housing is something that's very much needed in the area. So,
and do you still work with those in the permanent housing as far as programs and assistance and resources, or I don't know, like just helping them to improve with their life skills?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not so much hands-on as like somebody in e-shelter or somebody in transitional, because they're on their own and they're paying their own rent. So it's not as intense. It's more of like, if you need us, we're here.
Yeah.
And then we can check in if they need to. But it's usually like once you're in permanent housing and you feel like you have a grasp on things, I mean, you have a case manager to go to if you like, oh man, I'm struggling this month with rent, or I'm struggling with this, or, we definitely provide those resources to them, and we're just across the parking lot. So it's really easy access.
Yeah. It's nice probably for them to feel like they have a little bit of a safety net still, even though they're independent. I don't know. Just thinking of myself, at a certain points, like you start to feel alone still.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, I'm an adult. I am the adult in the room, and that is terrifying.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
I've been there.
Right. I know.
I'm like, I'm unsupervised.
Yeah. Like,
what is this?
Who's got my back? Who is looking over my shoulder? Yeah. Sometimes that's tough. But what else is going on for you other than you have those food drives coming up in November?
Yeah, we also have a giving tree.
A what?
A giving tree. So those trees where you have the tags and
so buy a present for a kid.
So the wish list comes from our clients here at YWCA that are in e-shelter or transitional. So our families and women and self-identified women or non-binary folks that are here, they write their task right now is to write down their wish list. And so our giving tree will be up at the thrift store hopefully next week. And so if you're wanting to help out, you can go on to the thrift store and grab a tag, and you can turn it in here or to the thrift store. So
cool.
we're gonna have that going.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we get all of that information. We'll share it and push it out there for you. Is your food drives, are they on a Friday or Saturday?
It's November 18th.
I think that's a Saturday. So we'll be reminding people from now until then, and then maybe we'll have to pop out there and do some live videos from one of your food drives that day. So we'll remind people and keep it top of mind, and make sure that your ladies and self-identifying ladies have everything that they need this holiday season.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you again for being our host today.
Of course.
We're only 10 minutes over the time today, but
Okay.
we appreciate that we have had you to fill us in.
Yeah, thanks
Is
for
there
having
anything I
me.
missed
No,
with you? Okay.
that's
And if
it.
there is, make sure we get it, and then we'll get it up on our socials. Okay.
Sounds good.
Jocelyn,
Thank you.
housing specialist
Bye.
for the YWCA here at NCW. Check us out online, and we have to kind of wrap things up here for today, although I just feel like we did not get to everything. Speaking of making the holiday special for people, and we're hosting a Christmas party for another group of people at another transitional housing facility, not open to the public. This is a private event, a private invite only for the families and the kids in this transitional housing. But we're happy that we're getting to plan this with our Christmas characters and Mrs. Claus and the elf from the North Pole. And we're going to be doing like a Christmas Carol bingo and some cookie decorating, giving gifts to all the kids and the families. And so although it is not a public event, if there is anybody who would like to help support this event, helping to give gifts to the kids, or help us provide hot chocolate or cookies to there's about 25 kids that are going to be coming over from the Bruce house to this party in the beginning of December. So if there's anybody out there that would like to help out, make a donation, give us a gift card so we can go pick up some presents, or maybe at like Hooked on Toys or something. We are doing most of this on donations. So you can get in touch with us. We're online, darlingproductionswa.com. And we'll be doing that party at the beginning of December for the families over at the Bruce house.
That's gonna be an exciting event.
Yeah,
this is the time of year. I mean, I'm still reeling in the moments of Halloween, to be honest.
I know.
But we're like, Thanksgiving is literally now around the corner, always the third Thursday of the month. Christmas is coming up. We've got the Bruce house event. We've got Givemas that's about to start going on.
Yeah.
We got the Festival of Trees. And there's a lot. And we try so hard to make sure we keep everyone, all of you out there, informed of everything that's going on in the Valley. And this is just the time of year where there are a lot of different organizations and businesses like yours, Nikki, where there are a lot of things going on, and we want people to get out there and participate and be involved in that. I mean, just coming down to you for the table at Pybus Market, there's a lot of people and a lot of people asking questions. What is it that Darling Productions is doing? Why are you here? I had a couple people ask me that, and like I told them, and this one lady is like, Givemas, tell me more. Do you have a business card? And I had to like hold the one business card we had. I
have to get more business cards. I'm working on it. Also, I forgot about Make a Difference Day. We were down there. That was Saturday morning before our karaoke gig over in Manson, and we were down at Pybus in the morning. And that's funny that you say that, because when I was showing up in the morning, and we didn't really know where we were going to set up, and I found a place, and the guy that's next to us, it was from the Women's Resource Center.
Right.
And there were two guys who were volunteering at the table for the Women's Resource Center, which I was like, oh, that's cool. And the one guy was like, Darling Productions. I was like, yeah, he's like, seems like Darling Productions is doing a lot of big things lately. And I was like, oh man, thank you so much. That's like, that is just such a great thing to say. And I said, hey, I'm Nikki. He's like, yeah, I know. And he's like, it's Billy. Billy, oh, what is his last name? Billy Billerback. I never get his last name right. But he was the owner's son from the Buzz Inn. And Buzz Inn was like where I hosted karaoke for years and years and years.
Yeah, that's where we met.
Yeah, it's where right. It's where
we get to go back
but
in time.
But the thing is that I only really met Billy like a few times, less than a handful of times, because he was the one who set up the sound. And he's like, oh, by the way, the sound is a lot better there. But I was like, oh my gosh, like it just for somebody like Billy to say that, who, I mean, I left doing karaoke in the bar at the Buzz to start doing karaoke outside of the bar. Right? Like that was a huge decision for me. Like I could have hosted karaoke at the Buzz Inn for the rest of my life because it was a blast.
It was always a blast. It was always packed out. I mean, because of you, they had to get a security guard to let people know that no more people can come inside the bar. We didn't have that when you were hosting. But Friday, like if you didn't get there by 10, you were not singing. And karaoke started at 9. That's how many singers that you would pack out the house on a Friday night. And very rare was it slow. Maybe summertime.
Yeah,
it would be slow, but yeah.
So
look at where you've come from there,
right?
You know?
So everybody looked at me sideways when I said I was going to leave and try and do private karaoke and like kids karaoke and kids
do love karaoke.
Kids love
I was
karaoke.
on the edge on that until I went to the cidery with you, and all those girls is going up there and
kids
singing
love
all.
karaoke.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All right, we got to wrap up. This has been a fantastic episode. Huge thank you to all my guests today. Dennis Brown of Mountain Music Productions, Jocelyn Cardenas from the YWCA. Thank you for hosting us again today. Willem Rabella from WTR Power Washing. Who else? Did I miss anybody?
Did you miss
anyone?
Jessie
Yes,
Drake.
Jessie Drake. She's just like my friend, Wenatchee World events reporter. We will be back next week for another exciting journey through the Valley of Wenatchee.
Yep.
Until next time, keep the energy alive, everybody. What do we got going on this week? I don't know. Check out our socials. Definitely get signed up for the karaoke competition that will close on Monday. Anything else?
Not that I can think of, other than I say I love you, babe. Thanks for watching the show today and critiquing me, and I didn't forget about you, and your costume was amazing. I love you. I know I sent a picture to Nikki, but we've kind of run out of time, but I will post it on my Facebook because you were a great sugar skull lady. So,
She was.
Kiddo was the Terrifier, and she did a really good job with her stuff. And so, Mila, I really appreciated your.
I'm sorry, I didn't get those pictures up.
It's okay. I'm gonna post them on my social. I know I've sent them over to Nikki, and Nikki will post them up too, so that you can kind of see what we're talking about when we're talking about the costumes. Because Nikki's got 2 really good Terrifier.
Oh, we have some. Oh my gosh, yeah, we have one from Manson. Oh, that's a good picture. Okay, we'll get these up on the social, and some other ones from the drag show. I'm sorry, we ran out of time and I'm starving. So
I know we've got friends here waiting for us, so we got to wrap it up.
All right, say goodbye.
Bye.
Peace out, everybody.
Hi, I'm Mike Poyer. I'm running to be Wenatchee's next mayor. I have a long history of engaging in volunteer work that has made this community a better place. With proven experience in city government, with my time on the city council, and being recruited onto boards and councils by the current administration, preparing me to serve you as mayor, I will take the experience and ensure a smooth transition of leadership for our city. I'm Mike Poyer, the future mayor of Wenatchee.